Well, everybody, we are live for now. You may hear this, you may not. We're crossing our fingers. Thursday, September 20th. Had some stream issues yesterday where the stream kept dropping over and over again, so I'm keeping a close eye on it for these first couple minutes, hoping that it was just a blip in our streaming lives. So if you hear this for the first minute or two and we don't keep going, we're just going to locally record it and then upload the show. But fingers crossed. Let us know if it's dropping out in the chat. We won't be sticking around long afterwards if it does. So far, so good, but who knows? I got clobbered yesterday. Jake, how was your Wednesday?
It was fine. I didn't make money, but you're MMEing. It's always nice when you get most of it back. So that's what happened. And yeah, on to the next one. So this fun slate with one pitcher that's actually good.
It's really, really just not a fun slate to look at. Lots of not great pitching. Lots of pitching that isn't even feasible to use. It's just it's the end of the season for baseball. I am chomping at the bit for the NBA to come back. I'm sure you desperately want NHL proper to be back. So
yeah, I know. I think we're both kind of at the tipping point. It's just
this Cole Hamels kick in the dick from yesterday is that's it for me. That was the one that broke my spirit. I've been back for one day and I've already been mentally broken by this Diamondbacks bargain basement 9-run game against the Cubbies last night.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't know. It's baseball, man. That's crazy stuff happens. Stuff that doesn't make sense. Hamill should have mowed down that lineup, but he clearly did not. So
yeah, I don't mind that the Diamondbacks scored runs. We were talking about it before. Do I still have it up? I think I closed it. Hamill's only threw like 75 pitches in 6 innings, gave up 9 hits, still struck out a couple guys, wasn't walking anybody, just, got Babbitt to death against a fucking AAA team.
Yeah.
Aaron Borchard in the chat, I think you popped like a decent tournament yesterday, didn't you? I didn't get a chance to get back to you.
You did? What you pop?
I have a screenshot here. $1,500 in entries into the extra inning. I think he might have got second on the early slate, 11 grand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's pretty sweet.
Aaron, I love seeing it, man. Congrats.
Did he tweet at you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The bridesmaid again. And at first I saw it and I was like, man, are you talking shit about beating me by like one spot? And then I saw the payout on it and I was like, oh, I think you just got second. Yeah, second in the $10. Aaron, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
$1,500 before lunch. That's pretty nice. Make what? Times that by 8 to 9 and
you got
pretty good day. Before you get to the main slate.
7.5 times your money. A nice little 10 grand boost to your bankroll.
Yeah. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
Congrats, man.
Hoping to do that to mine very soon.
Yeah, me too. I'll take a top 1,000 in the mini max tonight, and they'll probably make me happy.
Oh god!
All right. So far, not a single drop frame. So I'm about to do like the in my feelings dance. I'm so happy.
We've got good live stream health. I'm watching on our creator studio. So
after that Cole Hamill start, I'm not sure that I have good life health. I'm ready to take up a real negative habit here. So, Aaron says, you guys made me better. Thanks. Aaron, I might have to start listening to you. You've been succeeding significantly more than I have over this past, 6 weeks.
Yeah. So, maybe Aaron needs to come on in here and give some chatter.
Yeah, for real. All right, you want to talk about the slate? I think we're ready now.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know if I want to, but we're gonna. So maybe we'll find something.
I assume we don't have ownership yet. No, we do not.
No, we don't.
All right, let's get into this. First game up, Mets and Nats. It was really the only interesting game to talk about from a pitching standpoint, at least. The rest is just a guesswork. 2.9 run implied total for the Mets, 4.9 for the Nats, 71% chance to win for the Nats. Jason Vargas going for New York. Max Scherzer going for Washington. So Max Scherzer's like the only guy on this slate with any real upside. This is such a preposterous number. I have him with a 67% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher on DraftKings today.
Seems pretty low. I would have about like 99.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing yesterday about Cole Hamels, and here we are.
I mean, there's not even anyone close to his price range.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, well, you want to take Erod against the Yankees or Tanaka against the Red Sox for not a discount?
Yeah.
Be my guest.
Look, I'm going to have a ton of Scherzer. He's going to smash into my ownership caps tonight, I would guess, when all is said and done. I got him at 50% across both sites, and I think that's a pretty comfortable place to be. I don't see any scenario where you fade Max Scherzer in an entirety. Like, he has, what do I have him projected for? 27.5 is my projection for Scherzer today on DK. Next closest guy is Kevin Gausman at 16. Would you rather have Kevin Gausman plus Yanni Chirinos or just Max Scherzer if you could have them both in the same slot?
Gausman and Chirino, or Gausman and Chirinos.
Yeah. It's basically like a coin flip in my projections and very similar in salary. So crazy.
Yeah, I think I would probably go with the 2 pitchers just because
upside's higher.
Yeah, the upside is definitely higher, but it's not like Scherzer can't put up a 40 spot here.
I have him expected to put up 27.5. That's so insane. 9.8 Ks, which is 3.6 strikeouts ahead of the next closest guy. Look, you have to play him in a large amount of tournaments because he has an incredibly high floor and an incredibly high ceiling. I don't think you're going to get anywhere by just saying, like, I don't want any Max Scherzer today. There aren't any other options that you can be confident with.
Right. Yeah, no, you're not fading Scherzer because of the matchup or even because of the price. I don't think there's many ways to get to him. DK did an awful job pricing these low price guys.
Certainly did.
So I think I'm going to lock button Scherzer. Like right now, what are we, 10 hours away from the slate starting? I just don't see anyone that could even come close to matching his upside. And one of these low price pitchers is going to get there. Maybe a couple of them. So I want to have exposure to a lot of them and just hope I get the right one enough times where I hit the right stack as well, because if you fit in Chirinos and Scherzer, you can get basically whatever you want. If you fit in Gaviglio, Scherzer, same thing, Reed, Scherzer, it's not that difficult.
So here's one question.
Ooh,
I hear myself a lot. What was my question?
How about now?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
It's very light now. If it's going really well for the Nats early, do you think they leave Scherzer in?
I mean, yeah, that's a good question. It's definitely something to look at.
Like if it's 7-0 Nats after 2, do you think they let Scherzer go like 115 pitches today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not 115, but 100, I think.
Okay.
Or, if he ends the 6th inning at 96, like I'm seeing in a couple of these spots, they're not going to push him like they're fighting for a playoff spot because they're not.
Right.
But like even his last game, he struggled, gave up 6 earned, and he got 102 pitches.
Like I would want to just send him home. Like go get some rest, man.
Yeah. I mean, we think differently than managers though. I would do the same thing. But
because if they want to win anything next year, he's got to be healthy. So just like, why pitch against the Mets in some shit game on a Thursday when you're out of it? Nothing good can come of this, only bad. Get that dude in like a hot tub in Belize or something for the next 2 weeks.
Right. I kept thinking the Nationals manager was Dusty Baker. So I was like, oh, he's going to let him go. But it's Dave Martinez. I forgot they fired Dusty.
If Dusty Baker was still the manager of the Nats when I bumped into him in San Francisco, I probably would have told him to eat shit.
Dusty Baker would let him go $130 tonight.
Oh yeah, Dusty Baker would throw him 14 innings if it went to extras.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Mark Pryor ruined the guy in 1 year.
That's what I should have said. I'd be like, nice to see you. Do you keep the heads of Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor just on sticks around your house?
God, tell me about it.
So good. Anyway, look, play Max Scherzer. We're not telling you anything interesting. Do you have any interest in Jason Vargas?
No, it's just no. I love the Nats. They're one of my favorite stacks. It's just, I target lefties against Vargas. I think everyone should, and I think they go very underowned. So Harper and Soto, I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Vargas against lefties over 5 xFIP, 155 WHIP, 26% line drive rate. He just gets crushed by both sides, maybe even more by lefties, depending on which numbers you're looking at. So I don't think Soto's overpriced. I think Harper's very well underpriced, and you've got Turner, Robles leading off for 4,200. It just sets up so well as a full stack.
Number 1 stack for me on FanDuel. Number 2 stack for me on DraftKings. I'll be loading up here.
Go.
Yeah, have to. Which means it won't be Adam and I talking about it today, but if we were, you'd want to load up on Jason Vargas and the Mets because we are always wrong together. It is a weird gimmick we've got going on right now. I don't like it. I do more in-depth research with Adam than I've done all season, and all of it is just breaking me. I don't know how to reconcile that. It's like the worst stretch of luck in the world.
You guys have had some bad variants with your deep dives so far.
Giolito crushed. Heath Fillmyer on the one day that he gets crushed. Again, he's had 4 out of his last 5 starts have been like 15 plus pointers for him. The only one that I was on heavily was the one where he went -10. My run bad right now is it's starting to get funny.
That's all right.
Favorite play on the Nats today?
Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going to give you 2 separate ones.
Oh, well, why don't I get 2?
Well, I'm giving one for FanDuel, one for DK.
Okay.
Victor Robles is projected to lead off at 2,200 on FanDuel.
That's stupid.
I got 55% of him on my first crunch. He is my favorite play on FanDuel from the Nats. I would like to have some Bryce Harper though on DraftKings at 4,800.
Yeah, this is probably going to be my highest exposed full stack, but there is one other one that I'm really eyeing down that I love.
Yeah.
So
anybody you don't want on the Nats today?
I'm trying to think.
Adrian Sanchez, I guess.
Can he hit? I can't remember.
He certainly cannot. 68 weighted run or 66 weighted runs created plus projected via Steamer with a .096 ISO. He's not exactly rolling out here with tons of pop or ability.
Okay. So he's just cheap. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll still have some of him on DK.
Same.
In that second base spot. Probably not the third base spot, but
agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Any Mets bats for you here? I don't see any reason to run against Scherzer.
No, I think that's too cute, even on a 7-gamer. I don't even want to say anybody's name because I don't want to be responsible for people playing Mets.
Agreed. I don't want to jinx it, but still no drop frames. We're going pretty well over 14 minutes. We're back.
There we go.
Red Sox and Yankees. Did this game have no total? Did I make this one up, or am I crazy?
No, it doesn't have a total.
Okay. I think I went with 9. That seemed pretty feasible.
I think it's going to be a little lower.
You think?
2 good pitchers on the mound.
If it goes a little bit lower, the Red Sox are going to project to have under 4 runs in this game, and I find that hard to believe.
You think?
Yeah. So right now, I went with 9, and based on where the line is, it's 4.8 for the Yankees, 4.2 for the Red Sox. That drops much further. Like, I'd have a hard time projecting the Red Sox at less than 4 runs for the game. That's why I think it'll end up being 9.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking.
I mean, it could go to like 8.5 to 9. Like, I could see that range, but
yeah,
that's usually my barometer. do the run totals make sense for the team, not
Okay.
necessarily the pitcher? And if the Red Sox had 3.9, it would have to be someone even better than Tanaka on that opposite side.
Nice.
So I've got 57% chance to win for the Yanks. Eduardo Rodriguez going for Boston. Masahiro Tanaka going for New York. I don't know what to do with these guys. They're obviously both talented. They're priced higher than they should be in this particular matchup. Two of the four most expensive pitchers on the slate. But I'm not getting to either of them. I feel like that's probably a mistake, but I don't know really what the upside is. So do you have any interest in Erod or Tanaka?
Tanaka, if I'm going to one of these guys, I've seen him do it already against the Red Sox. He struck out 9 and 4 2/3, which is really tough to do against the Red Sox. That was in Fenway too. It was a Sunday night baseball start. So like he has that kind of swing and miss where he could he could spike here and get you 25 even in a tough matchup. I mean, my preference would be not to go to either, but on the lineups where I don't get Scherzer, I think Tanaka is an okay pivot, and you're getting $2,300 in salary to play with for hitters. So, I mean, Erod, so he's not the most efficient guy. He struggles with walks. He's going to have a tough time striking a lot of these Yankees out, lefty righty. But like if he's walking anyone here, he is in big trouble. So I don't know. I don't think I can get to Erod at this price. I really like the Yankees. Hicks, especially McCutchen, Stanton under 5K for whatever reason. Andujar, Sanchez, Voigt's been hot. Like these guys are there's just too many good hitters for me to want to play Erod here.
I agree. I have a lot of McCutchen, Judge, and Stanton. Not as much Hicks, but, I have no problem grabbing any of these guys in the top 4. Stanton in particular at 4,800 against the lefty. I'm in. Similarly for Judge, I'm in. I'm willing to pay those prices. No problem whatsoever. Same for Gary Sanchez. Move his ass up the order, man. Come on. Gary Sanchez should be hitting higher than Miguel Andujar.
Ooh, Andujar's a stud.
He is, but Gary Sanchez should be hitting higher than him. He's a better hitter.
Well, Torres should be higher than everyone.
Should he? Or should they just keep him in the 9 hole where he just rakes?
Yeah, God. It's annoying when you have a lineup this deep.
Those stats exist, right? Like that's on Baseball Reference, I think.
What? Where they hit
they hit in the order?
I think that's noisy.
Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe in that at all. But I just want to see if like what I'm thinking is true, that he has been just bonkers in the 9 hole, comparatively speaking.
Like the guy I think of is like Cole Calhoun. So he was sitting in the 9 spot earlier in the year and just couldn't hit at all. You move him up to the 1 spot, everyone thinks, oh, well, he hits better leading off. Well, no, he just hits better like anyone does if you're hitting right in front of Mike Trout. So it's just, I don't know.
It's all smoke and mirrors for me on this one too. 7 home runs in the 5 hole in 100 plate appearances, 12 batting 9th, 183. He just went on that tear where he was crushing for a week and a half in the 9 hole, and I can't get that out of my head. Same OPS essentially in the 5 hole, 6 hole, and 9 hole. And all you guys are crazy. Gary Sanchez is a better hitter than Miguel Andujar. I don't want to hear it.
We'll see for their career.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around. Hot take season, baby. What else do I have to talk about? No, I like the Yankees here. I like the Yankees more than the Red Sox from a stack perspective. Although, God, how much outfield talent is in this game? 7 outfielders projected to hit at the top of the order. Betts, Benintendi, JD on the Red Sox side, McCutchen, Judge, Hicks, and Stanton on the Yanks side. Good God, that's a lot of outfield talent. Who do you want the least out of all 7 of those guys?
That's a good question. So 1 through 4, I guess Jackie Bradley is probably the easy answer.
No, he's not in those 7.
Oh, you didn't list?
Betts, Benintendi, JD are 1, 2, 3 in the Red Sox lineup. And then McCutchen, Judge, Hicks, Stanton are 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 7 outfield options.
Okay. Man.
Who gets the least amount of exposure in your lineups today?
Judge probably.
Wow, that's crazy. But I don't necessarily hate that process if you don't think he's okay.
I just don't know. So I know all those other guys are somewhat healthy. So
yeah, man, it's really weird to think like I don't want a ton of Andrew Benintendi. He's my least favorite. And yet, if you told me you have to have 40% Benintendi today, I'd be like, all right, what are you going to do? There's no wrong answers there. It's so tough.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I think anything else is valid here. I like Mitch Moreland. 3,700. I could dance with that.
I just hate the idea of playing bats against the Yankees. It's just not going to be profitable long term. And people are going to play them. People are going to play the Red Sox tonight for sure.
Yeah. 114 park factor for lefty hitters last year for home runs. So that's the highest of any for left-handed hitters in baseball.
Oh, yeah. Gregorius. That's how he hits his 315-foot bombs.
Sure. But I just mean, like, if you're looking for anything, it could be, home run happy in this game. Benintendi, Moreland, Hicks, Gregorius. Actually, now Hicks will be hitting righty. So Gregorius.
Yeah, absolutely.
Devers, if you're looking for like a down ballot guy. I don't know. That's just the stuff I'd be trying to pull. Low ownership guys that have like advantageous matchups in spots where they're not going to be popular.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron asked me where I pulled my implied totals from. I take the lines from Pinnacle and just enter them here. And then I have a formula that splits it up and appropriates those runs. So basically like reverse Pythagorean theorem, but I calculate an individual exponent for each game. But I do way too much work for it. I mean, I don't physically do the work, but I set up way too in-depth of a line. Anyway. Rays and Blue Jays. Was that ownership?
No, that was not.
No.
That was just...
I heard it go on your side, and then I felt my wrist vibrate, and I was like, oh, it must be it.
Is my gain up too high or something? Are you coming out of my...
Oh, I always hear your notifications.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Like forever. It's always been like a really good barometer for me to know when like the stream is starting and everything.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. Rays and Jays, 4.7 run implied total for the Rays, 3.8 for the Jays. This game does not have a line either, at least. Yankees Red Sox came out at 8.5. Rays and Jays came out at 8.5.
3.8 for the Red Sox.
There you go.
Man.
Is that so? Like that surprises you, right?
It's pretty low. I mean, it's just like, how can you project a team over 4 at Yankees with their stud on the mound, or one of their studs, and then the bullpen, which I mentioned 20 times a day? They're just so good.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think that the Blue Jays and the Red Sox have essentially the same projected run total for today.
Mm-hmm.
8.5. I was right for the Rays and Jays. Rays 4.7, Jays 3.8. 59% chance to win for the Rays. Ryan Stanek getting the nominal start for the Rays. I'm expecting it to be Yanni Chirinos. Who the hell knows, but that's my expectation. Sam Gaviglio going for Toronto. I'm getting a lot of Gaviglio, 4,900. It's just the sea of left-handed hitters. Do the Rays have more lefties than any team in baseball? Just constantly a bunch of L's. And anytime I play against them, that's all I get, a bunch of L's. What do you think of Gaviglio? We'll start there, because I know you like Yanni.
Yeah, Gaviglio. I think this is a terrible spot for him. And I think he's going to get a lot of ownership. So I'm just so completely on the other side. Not necessarily because I think Gaviglio is bad as a pitcher, but he is really bad at holding runners, like one of the worst in MLB. And the Rays have a ton of speed. So you got Malk Smith over 30 stolen bases. I think Pham has about 15. Wendell has about 15. Lowe can steal. Adames can steal. Kiermaier can obviously steal. It's just like I can just see them running all over Gaviglio if he falters at all. You even got like Bowers in the 8 hole who can steal. So he's got to be really, really good for like him to work out at even at under 5K. And these guys are all lefties too, which he struggles with lefties. Really good against righties, really below average against lefties. So I think it just sets up to be a pretty terrible matchup for Gaviglio. I love the Rays. They may be my highest exposed stack for the night.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a hot take. I got 0 Rays.
Oh, you're gonna have to fix that. That's crazy.
For real. Looks like I got Tommy Pham and Brandon Lowe in like a couple one-off spots, but no full stacks of the Rays on DraftKings.
Dude, I don't know. I mean,
every one of these guys is the same damn price. 43, 43, 43, 4, 41, 4, 44, 4. God, everybody's within $400 except for catcher, who's shitty.
Chufo? Is that his name? Chufo?
I don't know.
Or Sufo? Chufo? I can't remember how.
How about we just call him Nick?
Nick C?
Nick C.
There
we go. Okay, so let's say that you're putting together a stack of the Rays. What do you like?
Well, Pham and Smith, I want as much as possible.
Okay.
And then one of Lowe or Wendell in the second base spot.
Okay.
Probably want Choi in there for some power, and then either Adames or if you have Wendell in there, you put Lowe in the third outfield spot. So it's just people don't want to do that with all these good outfilders. I don't think people want to. I mean, I would like to get a Harper, Soto type in every lineup, but on some I'll have all 3 outfield spots occupied by Rays, which I think will be contrarian in itself.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get there. I think I'm giving too much respect to Sam Gaviglio.
He's
not necessarily where I want to be.
Like, I'll play Gaviglio against a team like Baltimore with no Machado. Just like a bunch of righties.
Yeah.
And not very much speed. But the Rays just are the complete opposite. It's just not a good matchup at all for Gaviglio.
Checking out Gaviglio's splits this year.
It's not pretty.
Oh, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I mean, is any of it really pretty? Not really. 38% hard contact against lefties. Yikes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got 31% Gaviglio.
You gonna change that?
Yeah, it'll probably go up.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. Probably not. I mean, ownership will certainly play a part. If Gaviglio's 35% and the Rays are, heavily owned, I'll be nervous. I'll take a look at it. But for now, I'm comfortable.
Okay.
I don't have a ton of bats in this game in general. I don't have much on the Blue Jays side. Brandon Lowe is the only guy that's getting any exposure for me on FanDuel. He's only 3,000 second base eligibility, so it's just a really efficient play. But this isn't the game where I'm going for an offense, which means it's probably going to pop off.
What about, you got any Toronto? You like Chirinos? I mean, I like Chirinos.
I probably had his innings underrepresented on my first draft. I didn't really get to him all that much. I was getting more Cody Reed and Gaviglio, I think because of the price point. But I don't have an aversion to Chirinos at all. He's somebody that, for some reason, I don't get him a lot, but I never have a problem with having him.
I mean, I force him in. I think anytime that a guy doesn't start and there's even that chance that he doesn't come in, he's just underowned. So I'm going to have a bunch of Chirinos, and I don't think it's going to take that much to get over the field.
I agree. I won't go crazy on it, but if I get to like 10, 15%, I'm totally cool with it.
Yeah, he's also the highest priced of these punt plays. So I think people will just be like, well, he's not even starting. Who knows if he's coming in, and click on Jeff Brigham, or Gaviglio on the
opposing side. So.
Got to get this win. I know that it's not low, but it just has to be low.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's not. It's low. That's just a normal word that's always low. I can't just visibly think, oh, because it says Brandon first, I got to say it different. I've had a lifetime of having baseball players with the last name Lowe be low. So sorry, Brandon. You need to add like an accent mark or something, or just change it to the way that it sounds.
Found the guy to change his name. Nice.
I mean, it's like, where do you draw the line in pronunciation? Like, if Malik Smith was like, it's not Smith, it's Wilson, but we say it's Smith.
Oh, okay, like, that's a little different.
Is it? It
would be like Smythe. It wouldn't be Smith to Wilson. It would be Smith to Smythe. Which, whatever, just call him what he wants to be called. What's wrong with that?
Well, then we're gonna have people in here being like, all right, I'm gonna take the Prince symbol in the 4-hole today. It's like, I can't take normal words like that with normal American English names in front of it, and like, I'm never gonna have the trigger to say that differently for just him. Sorry, Brandon. I'm gonna go with low.
Culture, Josh.
What?
He does not have to appropriate to American culture.
It's not even culture. It's just like reading comprehension. That's not how those letters are said.
Yeah, well,
I don't think you could have selective. What's the word I'm looking for here? Selective phonics. Is that a thing?
No, I don't think so.
Alrighty. Let's move on to the Reds. Reds and Marlins. Reds 4.5 run implied total. Marlins 3.9. It's a 56% chance to win for the Reds. Cody Reed. I wanted to say something funny about Cody Reed's name, but I couldn't think of anything fast enough. Cody Reed going for the Reds. Jeff Brigham going for the Marlins. Way too on Cody Reed here. 41% ownership for me right now. What do you think about Cody Reed?
Yeah, for sure interested. He's coming off that just really good start against the Cubs. Kind of surprising out of nowhere. And he did it on a slate where he wasn't on the main slate, which I like. I mean, you can just click on the game logs and see, but struck out 10 in 5 innings, no runs. And then what I like to see is a 16.5% swinging strike rate. And wasn't even getting ahead of guys that much. So he was battling back a lot of the time and getting strikeouts. So you look at what the Marlins have done, and I was expecting to see them have a lower K rate against lefties, at least lately, with all these right-handed bats, but 28% nearly over the last month, and then a 63 WRC plus in that span against lefties. Yeah, I just did not realize how bad the Marlins were against southpaws. So Reed is certainly on my radar. He's right up there with Chirinos as my favorite punt option.
Cool. Same page there. Who in the world is Peter O'Brien or Isaac Galloway? Who are these people?
Peter O'Brien is he's been playing for a while. I mean, it's just like he has a couple homers in his last 3 games, but there's going to be strikeouts there for sure.
I'm pretty sure he owns a dive bar in Boston.
O'Brien's? Dude, have you seen, speaking of Brian's, Brian Anderson, like, look at his game log. Just look at the strikeouts. I don't know what happened to him.
Just constant.
I mean, he's like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3. It's like this guy had like a 17% K rate through July. I don't know what's going on now, but he can't hit the ball.
Holy shit.
So I was going to recommend him, but I had no clue he was striking out that much, and just like the power's completely gone away. So yeah, RIP Brian Anderson.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Yeah, so Peter O'Brien, Isaac Galloway. I don't know who you clowns are. You don't project very well. I want to have a bunch of Cody Reed. I don't care about the righties. The Marlins have been terrible against lefties this year, so sign me up for Cody Reed.
Dana says, you guys like Reed way too much. Last start was as good as it gets and still only 91 pitches and 5 innings. Hard to have much upside there. Well,
5,500.
5,500. Like, he doesn't need to put a Scherzer performance on. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but 28 is a pretty good upside for 5,600 last time out in a tough spot. If he gets half of that, you're still fine. If he gets any more, you're like doing backflips, as you would say, right?
Yeah, I have. Shit, do I have a tagline now? 14.2 fantasy points is what I have him projected for on DK.
That's, I mean, you
Cool,
take that.
cool with me. Yeah, I'd lock it in right now, probably.
Oh, yeah. For FanDuel, different story. I don't think you need to do that. For FanDuel, I'd be trying to jam in Scherzer in as many lineups as possible. Maybe a Gaussman or someone like that. But yeah, that's a completely different story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll have like a little bit of him on FanDuel just because. But, I mean, I have 40% on DK and 7% on FanDuel. I won't go much higher than that. Bats in this game. I like both teams on opposite sites. I like the Reds a little bit more on DK. I like the Marlins actually a little bit on FanDuel. Miguel Rojas, 2,200 leading off at a shortstop position. I'm in. Brian Anderson, as we noted, striking out a bit, but 2,300 third base eligibility on FanDuel, hitting second. I'm in. Lewis Brinson, I shouldn't be in, but again, 2,200. I'm in. Marlins work as a decent cheap stack, I think, on FanDuel. And on a day like today, I mean, who the hell knows? There were so many shutouts and stuff of weird teams yesterday. I'm comfortable having at least a little bit of Marlins. What about you? Do you like Bats, Reds, or Marlins?
I like some Reds. I like Jeanette quite a bit against Brigham. Votto, I think, is a fine play for 4,700. Schebler leading off for 44. And then anytime Suarez is in the lineup for 4,100, he just should not be 4,100 ever.
Should be 3,100.
Whoa. Wow, those are fighting words.
I know. I had to do it.
Yeah. So just Brigham, I don't think he has anything. Like I can't point to anything and say this is a good pitcher. He does this well. So I think he's going to have another tough outing. I want to attack him with bats.
Let me see. I have a little bit of Brigham, not anything special, but I haven't dug into him at all. There he is. Okay, so you just had one garbage start. I don't know. Yeah. Look, they're both cheap guys. Would it shock me if either one of them had like a decent DFS performance? Nope, not at all. Not in this end of the season. So, yeah, I'll have a little bit of Brigham. Favorite bat in this entire game that's not Suarez.
Is it Suarez for you?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
But who is your favorite bat that's not Suarez?
Oh, my bad.
Because I know your answer is Suarez, so like it's not worth the
I think
question.
my answer is actually Scooter.
Okay.
And Suarez second.
Okay, mine's Schebler.
There you go. That's my top three right there, I think.
Perfect. Got to get this win. Josh feeling good back in the stream groove. Yeah, I am feeling pretty good. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back.
I appreciate that. We just found out, I got a message from the wife. Our neighbor's company is doing free tree removal. So they're coming out tomorrow to remove the 2 trees that are down in our front yard.
Oh, shit. That's sweet. Nice.
Really awesome. I just have to get the one in the backyard removed, which is tilting at a really terrifying level right now. It's like a solid 45-degree angle. It's like a half a foot above our shed.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see all the roots like out of the ground. Just never fell. Strong ass tree. Royals and Tigers. 3.7 run implied total for the Royals, 4.5 for the Tigers. The 58% chance to win for the Tigers. Jorge Lopez going for Kansas City. Matt Boyd going for Detroit. Boyd with a $9,400 price tag on DraftKings. I feel like someone pressed the wrong button or something on the upload. That seems really high, but he's also 8,500 on FanDuel. Will you use Boyd at all?
No.
Okay. I have a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Like under 10%.
I won't have, I don't think, a single share. So if that changes, I'm probably just going to post my pitcher exposures in the chat later today since I'm not on the live stream. So.
Scherzer dash 100%.
It might be.
2 other guys.
It might be.
Yanni Chirino 70.
Cody Reed 30.
Yep,
there you go.
Done. Exposures are out. Post those up in the. I'll pin those in the baseball chat. Look, I'll get to a little bit of Boyd just because I don't think the Royals are particularly good. Although Mondesi is apparently one of the best players ever. It's just a weird game, but
it's good.
I do have one interesting thing. You love the Tigers bats as much as I do?
I mean, I like Stewart, Castellanos, and McCann is really cheap, so he's a good key to Scherzer. Candelario, not sure if he's going to play this one. So, I mean, I would be fine with him as well, but no, I'm not like excited to stack up some Tigers here. I know they're cheap, but that's really all I can say.
Okay, so they're my number 2 stack on FanDuel, number 3 on DK. We'll get into the logistics of that because a lot of it is Kristen Stewart, who I thought was a female actress until this game. Got to get this win. What is the Slack? I struggle with this. So we have a Slack channel. Think of it like a chat room if you're not totally familiar with Slack. That is available to premium members. There's a link somewhere on the main page that allows you to get into it. Do you have to be invited? We have an invite link in the article. Let me see if I can find it. So if you go to the website, search for Slack. I know it'll come up. At least it should. This first link here will get you in. And it's fun. We all are in there just shooting the shit. Talking DFS. Okay, so I have 55% Kristen Stewart on FanDuel, 2,200 hitting second. I will pull that down because he will likely be pretty highly owned. So I won't really want to be there. But I like VMart. Again, 2,200 on FanDuel. They've got 3 guys at minimum salary on FanDuel. It's just crazy. So I'll have some VMart. I'll have some Castellanos. I like James McCann for 2,700 on DK. It's just, these guys are too cheap. I don't trust Jorge Lopez.
I don't think Jorge Lopez is good. I mean, he had that one almost no-hitter. I think that was pretty fluky. He's not someone that misses a ton of bats. You're seeing a 4.7 total against him. That's pretty high for a Tigers team, and especially this Tigers team. So, yeah. I don't have an issue with the Tigers bats, but they're not one of my top 5 stacks on the slate.
Okay. Agree to disagree. We're going to be on, well, one of us is probably going to be at the top of the mini max today because I might have a ton of Tigers and you won't, and I probably won't have a ton of Rays and you will. So we're putting out some different lineups today.
We're not agreeing, just like we're supposed to.
Grace, where you at? This is the perfect day for you. We'll be getting off on this one. We are on very different sides. One of us has to be right then. That's why we do this.
Yeah. What about Royals?
I have more on DK than I do on FanDuel, and most of that's just Perez, Mondesi, and Merrifield.
Yeah, well, I like Merrifield and Mondesi's hitting matchup, but also the stolen base matchup. Boyd's allowed 15 on the year.
Really?
There's a game earlier in the season. Yeah. There's a game earlier in the season where he let up 4 stolen bases against the Royals. Like he's got a game with 3. Not as many stolen bases as of late, but just something I always want to look at with Merrifield and Mondesi because they just steal whenever they can. So if you're even average, like they're just taking off every time. So
Do we know
I
if
like
it's
that.
on Boyd completely or if it's more McCann?
It could be McCann. I don't know how he is at throwing out runners. Let's see if I can look this up. I'm trying to think where I looked this up. Caught stealing percentage. Yeah, that should work. Oh, undergoing maintenance. Can't see. Anyways, McCann had a gun. Had or has?
All right, he caught 43 stolen bases, 25 caught stealing. So his caught stealing percentage this year is 37%.
So like the best guys are like around 50 or so, right? Like I think Barnhart was leading last year with 50.
That sounds high. League expected caught stealing. I think he's decent.
Maybe it's on Boyd. Let's see how he ranks the last few years.
I'm pretty sure this is decent.
I mean, Boyd for the last few years has been okay. Maybe it's a different catcher that's been catching him though.
McCann is third in caught stealing percentage. He's third in the league this year. He was second 2 years ago and third in 2015. So I think he's really good at it.
What am I thinking of 50%? It's the league average because everyone's saying that Molina's 33, and I obviously know Molina's awesome.
I'm not sure.
Maybe McCann just didn't catch those games where he gave up a bunch of stolen bases. That could be it.
Yeah.
Something to look into.
I think we could check that actually.
You can on FanGraphs.
Oh, you can on FanGraphs. I was going to say Baseball Reference.
Oh, you can do that too.
I'd be interested to know. That kind of changes things to me if he's as good as it's supposed to be.
So that was on May 6th. Let's see.
I'm not entirely sure where to find this.
Yeah, McCann wasn't in.
Okay.
All right, then.
Where else do you get this sort of James McCann closer look than right here at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday?
Who would have been catching that game, though?
Who's the other asshole that they had that they were playing both at the same time for a while?
Grenier?
No, another guy that's name is sort of like James McCann.
I know who you're talking about. Hicks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is Hicks. Yeah. There we go.
Just like a real generic ass name. I knew it was somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently he just sucks.
Good to know. Maybe McCann can bail him out of that.
That's true.
Well, there you go, guys. There's an interesting closer look at the caught stealing percentage of James McCann, which is probably the first time it's been talked about in the DFS podcast all season. And we're getting it to you with 12 days left in the year. Got to make sure we fit that stuff in.
Yeah.
We good on that game?
I think we're good on that game.
Okay. White Sox and Indians. White Sox 4.1 run implied total. Indians 5.6. It is a 64% chance to win for the Indians. James Shields going for Chicago. I'm running out of chances to stack against him. Josh Tomlin going for Cleveland. Check the hitters off or the pitchers off first. I've got quite a bit of Josh Tomlin, 33% in fact. What do you think about Tomlin? Because when I asked before the show started, I did not get a positive response.
Yeah, I just don't think Tomlin's any good at all. He hasn't been good since pitching this year, especially as a starter. I mean, whatever, if he gets you a couple innings, then he could probably be decent, but he just can't miss bats, gives up a ton of hard contact, and that's kind of a recipe for disaster against the White Sox who, yeah, they swing and miss a lot, but there is quite a bit of power. So I'm off Tomlin. I much prefer those other two guys, Chirinos and what's his name? Reed. So I don't think there's really a need for me to go to Tomlin here, especially because I think he will have ownership because the public will see 190 favorite with 5.6 runs. And I mean, people just flock to that. So he's not for me. I like Moncada and Polka and Davidson to some extent. So those will be guys that I play. Wind blowing out in 85 degrees in Cleveland. It's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not super comfortable with the amount of Tomlin I got, but I'll generally take my chances against the White Sox. Do you like Shields at all at 6,900?
No, I don't think there's a need for that either. If he was like 4,900, I think he makes sense as a leverage play. But I'd rather just find the extra $200 and go to Velasquez and take a flyer on him, or go to Gaussman for 1,000 more.
Agreed. Indians bats. I have very little doubt that you are on them. They are my number 3 stack on FanDuel, my number 1 stack on DraftKings. I am going to happily have everything at the top. I don't have a problem having the entire lineup. 5.6 run implied total is the highest of the slate by a mile. What do you think about the Indians?
Yeah, great stack. I mean, they're not super interesting to talk about from an actual matchup standpoint, but I think it is kind of interesting to talk about. Will people prioritize these Indians bats, which are obviously in great spots and super expensive, or will they prioritize Scherzer? Usually it's the stud pitcher, I think.
Yeah.
But that'll be cool to see once ownership comes out, where kind of we think the public's going to stand. So I would definitely keep an eye on that. I mean, I want to have Indian stacks. I just don't know how many I will get to because of my love for Scherzer tonight and just that security he gives you. There's probably a way to fit. You're not going to be able to fit Lindor, Brantley, and Ramirez with Scherzer, I don't think. I think it's going to be really tough unless you go like McCann, Ronnie Rodriguez, I don't even know, and a couple other guys that are in the 3K range. So it's going to be tough to fit both of them in, I think.
I would agree with you. I'm going to try to have as much Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion, Donaldson, Yonder, everybody. I want to have as much as I possibly can here. God, they were garbage last night, but I have to be here. These are the bats that are the best on the board, in my opinion. I hope that Scherzer keeps their ownership down.
Yeah. I mean, I think they will eat ownership off of each other. Oh, that sounds weird, but they will eat each other's ownership. That is going to be a thing.
That can be the new way to say
what
it.
The kids are doing these days.
Baby, I'm gonna eat your ownership.
Oh God, this stream needs to end.
All right, so let's say this. Let's say the Indians are the chalk stack and Max Scherzer is the chalk pitcher. What do you do to get away from it?
Oh, I think I just load up, go with Scherzer, load up on Rays and Nats.
Okay.
Because they're more affordable as a whole.
Okay. That was sort of where I was leading that question. Do you tap out on Scherzer or tap out on the Indians bats?
Yeah, I think I'm closer to tapping out on the Indians bats just because I love a couple other stacks. So
fair. Same page there. White Sox bats are very popular for me on FanDuel. I have them as my number 4 stack, actually. Moncada, Sanchez, Polka, Garcia, Davidson, I guess. But that top section of the order, first 3 lefties, 3,100 price tag for Moncada is the highest of those 3 guys that I just named. I'm going to have a lot of White Sox on FanDuel.
Yeah, I mean, wherever they're cheap, I think it makes sense. They're not that cheap on DraftKings, so I don't know that they'll be super popular. But
Polka's $2,000 more expensive on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel.
He's not going to have much ownership at all on DK.
No.
He's $100 more than Harper.
Jesus.
So that mentally is tough to get over, but I think he is a good play tonight, and he will have low ownership. So I'll have some White Sox stacks. Going to try to force in some Indians, but I'm probably going to come in under the field, assuming they're very chalky.
Indians ballpark significantly better for lefty power. Keep an eye on Palka in this one. I think he makes for a really interesting play on FanDuel, especially if his ownership doesn't catch up.
Yeah.
And on DK, I mean, if you want to get different and nobody's owning him, I think that's a pretty good spot for a one-off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Final game. Phillies and Braves. How bad do the Phillies need this one? Does it matter?
I have no idea.
5.5 out. Braves. 96% chance to win the division. They could really put this on ice with a victory here.
So, is this the last game of the series, or are they just starting the series today?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think if they played.
The Phillies played the Mets yesterday, so this is game 1.
Ooh, so is it a 4-gamer?
Now you're asking more questions I don't know the answer to.
Yeah, 4-gamer.
Is it?
Yeah. So, they play 7 games in the next. Yeah, so they close out next weekend too against the Braves. So, I mean, they have to win 6 out of 7 probably.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yep. 4.6 run implied total for the Braves, 3.9 for the Phils. Vince Velasquez going for Philadelphia. Kevin Gausman going for Atlanta. That's a really good pitching matchup, man. In a day of slop, that's a good game. I've got 14% Gausman. I've got 7% Velasquez. I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. I don't really know what to make of this sort of game. Do you want to have any of these pitchers?
I'm confused on Velasquez. He has not gone deep at all. So his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starts, he has not gone past 5 innings. That's worrisome. I looked at his velocity last night, and I didn't see anything that was like even noteworthy. It seems fine. He's had double-digit swinging strikes in each of his last 4 games. He's missing a decent amount of bats. I don't know why he's not able to go very deep. The runs have been an issue, but it's like I don't see it turning around here against Freddie Freeman and Markakis and Acuna. Like Tyler Flowers is a catcher I respect as a hitter. Albies is obviously a solid hitter as well. So it's just a really tough matchup. You are getting quite a bit of a discount, and like if you're going down to this range, he's really the only one, him and Shields and Lopez, I guess. So I prefer him over those guys, but he's not going to be someone I'm forcing in at all.
4 starts for Velasquez against the Braves before May was over. He faced 87 batters, 7.41 ERA, a 4.49 WOBA.
That's really, really bad.
490 BABIP, 368 xFIP.
What was his hard hit rate?
Very low, actually, 29%.
I mean, maybe a little unlucky. What was his line drive rate? Does it have that on
30.
30?
Yeah.
That's high.
Yeah.
12.7.
He had a 27% K rate, 9% walk rate. So really good ratios there. He got hit up a little bit and gave up 4 home runs with guys on base.
Yeah.
18 runs in 17 innings.
That's bad.
Yeah. 4 starts before May. Or before the end of May. I like both of these guys. I just don't know what to make of it. I don't know how to play them today. They're in price points that are really weird. Travis Wade's yelling at me in the chat.
Who?
Travis Wade. I am talking about the opposite of what I'm doing happening. It's just been really aggressive lately. I don't generally think about it like that always, but recently just the guys that I've been doing more individual work on have been going really, really poorly.
That's something everybody says. Oh, yeah, I like this guy, so lock in 15 rounds.
Yeah. I don't, that's not normally in my thought process, but since the FanVice thing, I've been doing more individual player analysis, and the outcome of that individual player analysis has been like decidedly wrong over and over again. I don't normally look into any individual players at all. It's not normally a conversation I have because I just kind of take it as it goes.
Yeah. Guessing he's a bit behind.
Yeah, we talked about it a while ago. I don't remember who. All right, so would you prefer Gausman or Velasquez? Let's just close this out.
Gausman.
Okay, same. Any bats in this game?
Rhys Hoskins, and then I like Freddie Freeman and Markakis quite a bit from Braves.
Freddie Freeman for sure for me. Hoskins on FanDuel, 3,400, crazy price. Cesar Hernandez, 2,500 leading off. I'm in there. I've got quite a bit on FanDuel, but this isn't really a game that I want to have like a ton of shares in. I like having a little bit of everything because any outcome really would make sense. I don't know. It's just a weird one. Let's look at some stacks, or let's look at some crunches.
And some stacks.
So we don't have ownership yet. So let's look at what we think will be a chalk pairing. Max Scherzer plus...
You want to share?
Yeah. Would you say Max Scherzer Gaviglio is the chalk pairing?
Yeah, just Gaviglio or Chirinos or Reed, Brigham, any of those guys in that range. I think it makes sense to look at.
We'll look at Gaviglio to start. Actually, well, yeah, we'll look at Gaviglio to start. Lots of Tigers stacks for me with filled out one-offs. These are all 5-2-1s for right now. So Tiger stacks with basically every combination of solid one-offs. Stanton, McCutchen, Lindor, Turner, Harper, Jose Ramirez, Harper, Donaldson, Lindor. You can get to a lot of Nats stacks.
It's my language right there.
Do I get to any Indian stacks? Okay, so here we go. This is what we want to look at. 5-man Indian stack. Gomes, Alonso, Ramirez, Donaldson, Melky. So not all of the good bits. And then you're dumpster diving to fill it out. Lewis Brinson, Miguel Rojas, Kristen Stewart. So that leads me to think that there's not going to be a lot of Indians exposure.
I mean, it's either going to be Scherzer or the Indians, I think, in the majority of lineups.
Yeah.
So if you can do one of those without the other, you're probably going to be pretty different.
Agreed. Let's look at my team stacks for the Indians and see where I'm getting anything of value. Tomlin, Reed, Gaviglio. Oh my God, today sucks.
Oh, that's so rough to look at.
It really is.
It's like Cody Reed, San Gaviglio.
What do you
lock it in?
So in these matchups, we've got combinations of Reed, Tomlin, Gaviglio, whatever the combo is. What do you want out of that, like, pitching combination?
You want probably
30?
28, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. In total.
Yeah. It's just real ugly.
Yeah, it's not.
There's nowhere to go naturally to any of these spots. Like Scherzer, Gaviglio, and then those bad one-offs. You can't get to Scherzer with these guys. Now, this looks pretty good for me. Gaviglio, Gausman, 5-man Indians, that's good. Stanton, Mondesi, Salvador Perez. Like, I like that.
Yep.
But when you have to step up to Scherzer, you're just, I mean, Billy McKinney, Ronnie Rodriguez, James McCann, not going to be confident there. I only have 2 lines of Scherzer plus the Indians. A real difficult way to look at it. Yeah. Man, that's so bizarre. So, do I have... No Tanaka. Nope. Do I have Boyd? I do. I got 12 lineups with Boyd. What do these things look like? Yeah, this makes me want to not go to Boyd. Even if I get the Indians, I'm getting James McCann, Kristen Stewart, and Trey Turner. Like, that's... I think it's going to be really hard to go to anybody that's in that middle tier.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I want to go to Scherzer or like double punt.
Yeah, and those double punt pitching options, man, they look so bad. Just visually. I don't mean like they are bad. I'm going to have a ton of it, but God, it's just so visually unappealing.
Yeah, it's gross.
You have anything else you want to look at? Any specific teams that stand out to you?
No, I think we got everything.
Okay.
I mean, for the most part.
Alrighty. If we had ownership out, I would do a run through of the lineup builder, but maybe we'll do one of those and put it in a single entry tonight. Myself and EMAC going live tonight, mixing it up a little bit. So we'll have a process show today, 11 o'clock, probably 11:15 by the time we get started. Myself and Laffy. Adam will be writing the deep dive for today. We'll have from A to B, Andrew and Ben at 2:30. No, we won't. That show is not happening today because we'll have three fellas talking football tonight after the live show of baseball. Those guys will talk football heading up until the kickoff of this incredible Thursday night game. Ooh, Tom's here. Ownership just came out. Let's take a peek at that while we're here.
Sure.
We'll have Laffy and Adam on the deep dive at 5 o'clock tonight, and then myself and EMAC going and taking you guys up until lock. I'm diving all the way back in. Alrighty, DK ownership. It's Gaviglio.
Is it?
Yeah. Not
Good.
that surprises me at all.
I'm glad.
And if you're playing on FanDuel, you might want to avoid the ownership of Victor Robles at a crisp 62%.
That's pretty crazy.
Why is this not updating? Oh, that makes sense. All right, let's take a look at this and we'll be able to hash out some better options. So DK, we're looking at a lot of Scherzer. Surprise, surprise. Kevin Gausman's ownership expected to be quite high. As you would have expected, Josh Tomlin, 14%. But 41% to Gaviglio, 19% to Reed.
The Reed one I'm more comfortable with.
I agree. I've got double that on Reed. I'm gonna happily stay there.
I wonder if Gausman's gonna get to 26. I don't know if that's gonna be the case, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
Chirinos is not in here too, so
true.
Once we get Chirinos in there, then
he's not going to be more than 5, 6 in the projected ownership anyway.
I think he'll be double digits pretty easily.
Okay. 15% to Jeff Brigham. I'd like to avoid that one. Only guy to get none. James Shields. Nope, not the only guy. Well, Chirinos too, but you know what I mean. Tanaka, 5%. Erod, 3%. We're at this weird spot in the year where like the talent isn't correlated to the ownership. I'm starting to think that playing more Tanaka and Erod is a decent idea. But I don't know.
Tanaka, Erod? Oof.
One of the two.
I'd go Tanaka.
5% ownership on Tanaka.
Is it worth putting Vargas in a couple GPP lineups? No, for me.
I think there are better options, but I can't say no to anything for today from a pitching standpoint. I can't tout Sam Gaviglio and Cody Reed and then be like, you probably shouldn't play any Jason Vargas. He's 4,600. Like, guy steps in shit constantly. He's not a guy I'm going to have a ton of exposure to. We're projecting 2% ownership. I've got 1. You don't have to get too cute to get to 2%. So Play 4-5 lines of Jason Vargas if you're playing 150. I don't have an issue with that at all. Don't expect big things. Alrighty, guys. We're going to get out of here. Tune into myself and Laffy in, 45 minutes or so. And check out all the rest of our content today. Got a ton of it coming out. I'm still working my way back into the logistics in my mind. But I'm back and better than ever. Getting trees out of here. Just doing DFS and nothing but DFS. I started looking at football yesterday. I'm going to kill it this week. Coming for it. Saturday.
Go
ahead. I was going to say Saturday, another On the Contrary. Chris Spags, Alex Osimo Baker, and Evan Silva. Going to do another hour-long show. Went very well last time. So yeah, smash that like button, people. I love saying smash that like button. Thanks, Brett. Makes me feel like I'm right at home on YouTube. Jake, what were you going to say?
I was planning on having a big NFL weekend as well, so I'll see you at the top.
Big time NFL weekend. I'll be alone. The wife is going to the Panthers game this weekend, so I have the house to myself.
Hyper-focused.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting in a lot of DFS time. Get the house to myself for a couple days after being trapped in a hotel room with 2 dogs and just the wife. Not that I don't love her, but I think we both want our sanity back. That's it for us, guys. Best of luck tonight. We'll be around all day. And come to Slack chat. Hang out. Bye.